and clog the auto scrubber's filter. Next, remove and clean the squeegee, then place the squeegee back on the machine. Make sure that the auto scrubber's pads are raised off the floor. Don't forget to plug the auto scrubber into the battery charger so that it will be charged and ready to go when you need it again. Once the floor is clean, the next step is to burnish the floor. Never burnish a floor that has not been cleaned first. Burnishing a dirty floor will abrade the floor finish like sandpaper. You may be using either a propane burnisher, a battery burnisher, or an electric burnisher. Ask your distributor for the recommended Pioneer Eclipse burnisher that is best for your store's traffic load and floor care system. Before you begin burnishing, always perform routine maintenance on your machine. If you are using a propane burnisher, check the oil and fuel levels, the condition of the pad and the pad holder. Check and clean the engine air filter and the engine dust filter. Never run the burnisher for more than 1 hour without cleaning or changing the engine dust filter. Always check a newly filled propane cylinder for overfilling before attaching it to your burnisher. To do this, take the cylinder to a safe outside location and vent the excess propane by turning the relief valve. If you have a safe fill cylinder, this step is not necessary since a safe fill cylinder cannot be overfilled. When using a battery burnisher, check the water level of the battery. If the battery is not charged, the water level should just cover the cells. If the battery is fully charged, the water level should be at the level ring in the fill port of the battery. Add water only when the battery is fully charged. If you need to add more water, always use distilled water and bring it up to the level ring in the fill port. Adding water at the incorrect time may cause the battery to boil over. Refer to your operator's manual for your machine's exact specifications. Check and clean the dust filter and the pad drive motor filter, installing a clean one if needed. Never operate the burnisher with a dirty or wet filter. Inspect the pad drive motor brushes, pad and pad holder, and replace if necessary. When using an electric burnisher, you need to inspect the rotating parts and bolts, tighten or replace when necessary. Check the pad and pad holder, replacing when necessary. Check the wheels to ensure they are turning freely. If your burnisher is equipped with a dust collection system, check and empty if necessary. Once your floor is clean and completely dry, burnish the floor using a recommended Pioneer Eclipse burnishing pad. Never burnish a dirty floor. That is rule number 1. Rule number 2 is to always walk slowly behind the machine. Walking too fast will not produce the desired glossy shine, and stopping the burnisher with the pad on the floor could burn or otherwise damage the floor or the floor finish. Walking slowly gives the burnisher time to bring the floor up to a high gloss, because it takes the combination of pressure and heat of the burnisher to bring the finish to its ultimate shine. With a little operating experience, you will easily find the optimum walking speed for your particular combination of burnisher and floor finish. Check the pad occasionally for dirt and debris, which will cause scratches and swirls. Clean the pad if necessary by turning off your machine first, then scraping the pad clean using the previously removed centerpiece from a pad. While burnishing, watch for and avoid high spots to prevent burning the floor. Remove burn marks by scrubbing with cleaner and the pad centerpiece. After burnishing the floor, put your tools and machine away. Remove the pad from the machine, wash it out, and hang it up to dry. Check and clean any filters on the machine so they have time to dry before the next use. Dust mop the floor one more time and you're ready to remove the wet floor signs and replace the mats and portable displays. Clean the janitor's area, return the propane cylinder to the storage cage if using a propane burnisher, or plug the battery into the charger if using a battery burnisher. Do a walk-through inspection with the store manager. Let's review the steps for daily maintenance. Remove and clean the mats. Remove portable displays. Dust mop the floor and use a scraper to remove gum or stickers. Place wet floor signs around your work area. Prepare the auto scrubber and/or mop buckets with a cleaning solution. Clean the floor with the auto scrubber using light cleaning red pads or with the 2-bucket mop method. Use a wet mop with the cleaning solution to reach under fixtures, around edges, and other hard-to-reach areas. When the floor is completely clean and dry, burnish to a high gloss shine. Remember to walk slowly when burnishing. Dust mop the floor after burnishing. Remove wet floor signs, replace mats and portable displays. Clean the janitor's area, return the propane cylinder to the storage cage, or plug the battery burnisher into the charger as applicable. Do a walkthrough inspection with the store manager. By following these steps carefully, you can be confident that your hard work will be reflected in the desired result, a clean, shiny floor. Restoration. Depending on your traffic and your daily maintenance schedule, you may need to perform restoration on your floors once or twice a week, or only once a month. You will know you need to restore your floors when, after burnishing, your floors no longer shine, scratches will not repair, and your floor shows wear patterns. Your local distributor will give you a recommendation based on your store's specific needs. Restoration is done to put moisture back into the finish to increase the floor's durability and improve the removal of marks on the floor. This also increases the slip resistance of the floor while improving the shine. Restoration is done only after your normal cleaning procedures, either with your auto scrubber or the mop method. Never put a restoration product on a dirty floor. Pioneer Eclipse produces several restoration products. 2 Pioneer Eclipse products that you apply only by mop are Eclipse Restoration, which should be used no more than once a week, and Extend Auto Burnish, which should be used no more than twice a week. Illuminate is applied by auto scrubber and should be used no more than once a week. Clean your floor as described in the daily maintenance procedures, but do not burnish until restoration is done. Depending on the restoration product used, there are 2 methods you may use to apply the product: the mop-on application method or the auto scrubber application method. Always use the recommended dilution shown on the product label for the restoration product being used. For mop-on application, use a measuring cup to mix the proper amount of Restore and cool tap water in a mop bucket. Use only a clean, fresh mop for applying the diluted product. Outline the area with the mop first and fill in the remaining area with a thin, even coat using a figure-8 motion. Allow the floor to dry thoroughly prior to burnishing. For the auto scrubber method, fill the solution tank using an automatic dispenser with the proper dilution tip installed or a large measuring cup. With a dispenser, you hold the hose in the tank and simply push the appropriate product button. When using a measuring cup, fill the cup with Pioneer Eclipse Illuminate according to the dilution ratios found on the product label. Pour the product into the tank and then fill the auto scrubber with the correct amount of cool tap water. Knowing the capacity of the solution tank for your auto scrubber will tell you the proper amount of Illuminate to use. Apply Illuminate with the auto scrubber by making overlapping passes with the pads down, the squeegee down, and the vacuum on. Walk slowly and steadily behind the auto scrubber to ensure that an even coat of product is applied. Allow the floor to dry thoroughly prior to burnishing. While the floor is drying, utilize this time to clean and put away your tools and the auto scrubber, hanging the mops up to dry. First, empty and clean the recovery tank, draining all the fluid into a suitable floor drain. You will want to make sure all the fluid is drained and rinsed well out of the auto scrubber. Don't forget to empty the water from the solution tank. Cleaning both tanks helps prevent growth of bacteria, which is not only unhealthy but will cause a foul odor and clog the auto scrubber's filter. Next, remove and clean the squeegee, putting it back on the machine. Make sure that the auto scrubber's pads are raised off of the floor. Don't forget to plug the auto scrubber into the charger so that it will be charged and ready to go when you need it again. Once restoration is completed, the next step is to burnish the floor using the same procedure as that under daily maintenance. Before you actually begin to burnish, make sure the